the Triton Showers National Rally Championship. Sandy beaches, rugged cliffs, historical sites and bustling towns are all attractions along the Mayo coast. But this week, it's high-speed rally action that has lured thousands of spectators to Ballina for the opening round of the championship, the Mayo Stages Rally.
The dawn of the 2016 Triton Showers National Rally Championship is upon us, and it injects a new lease of life into Irish rallying.
The opening round of the championship has attracted in excess of 130 crews and thousands of spectators to Ballina, where 9 demanding stages await in treacherous conditions.
Celebrating 40 years in Irish rallying, the Mayo and District Motorsport Club plays host for the first round in this 8-round series.
The club certainly marked their 40th anniversary in style with a rally show in the centre of Ballina on the evening before the rally. With the emphasis on keeping the race in its place, the fans were treated to the impressive skills of the auto test drivers, which left some of our cameramen, well, in a bit of a spin. Afterwards, some of the top-seeded rally cars were paraded in all of their glory, providing a unique opportunity for the fans to get up close and personal with man and machine. It was all calm outside rally headquarters at Hotel Ballina the next morning, but not for long as engines were fired up and the crews got ready to rock.
Lined up here behind me is outstanding, and it just goes to show that this championship is going from strength to strength. Niall, you've won this championship 3 times, you've been runner-up a number of times. Could this be your year to take the title again?
Well, when you see the horse behind me here, there's 12 World Rally cars behind me and a lot of good Mark II men and a lot of Group N men, but we're going to go as hard as we possibly can and see what happens from there.
Declan, trouble in Galway means that you're acquiring Derek Garrity's car today.
Yes, Derek gave us the car for today. It's a good car. It's a Fiesta WRC 2011 spec. Great car. We've done a little bit of a test in it and looking forward to getting out.
Even more eager to get going was Declan's son, Michael, who was contesting the junior class in a Honda Civic.
Michael, your second rally, but watching your dad all your life.
Yeah, well, it's watching him all my life, but it's different when you're in the driver's seat. Then everything comes at you quicker, and but still, I'm looking forward to it. So see how we get on. It's going to be slippy out there, but same for everybody.
There's an incredible entry here today. Who have you your eye on?
Oh, without a doubt, there's only about half a dozen people can win this rally. You know, definitely Peadar Hurson, I think, will be the man to beat. His car shoot down here in these sticky conditions, you know, and then you've obviously a rivalry with Declan Boyle still there, Niall Maguire, Paddy McVeigh, they're all here, like Roy White. You can name a dozen people. So yeah, it's good to come to the first round of the national and great competition here.
Triton's sponsorship of the series may still be in its infancy, but the competition is certainly healthy, much to the delight of Managing Director and previous winner of the event, Kevin Barrett.
Kevin, another season kicking off here today. As the title sponsor, you must be delighted with the calibre of the entry.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. So many fantastic drivers, cars here, like in all the classes, all the way through the field. Yeah, absolutely delighted for the championship.
Let's take a look at the rally route now. 3 loops of 3 stages await the crews. Kilcummin skirts the Killala Bay coastline. Lacken Hill traverses the hills around Rathblacken village, with the Ballintubber Bridge stage finishing off each loop. Despite the cold and wet weather, the spectators were in good spirits as they awaited the action. And running first on the road were last year's winners Niall Maguire and Enda Sherry.
3, 2, 1, go. 40 over crest, long, 1 left. 80 up, 2 right at the top.
Maguire found the conditions atrociously bad with consistent grip and impossibility on the rain-soaked, mud-strewn stages. Despite this, the Monaghan crew held second place in the Subaru S12B WRC.
80, slowing, 3 left at wall, sudden turn, square left. 60, 1 left and 3 left, don't cut. 3, 2, 1, go! Square left, stop there, don't cut. 230 up the middle. Up on the blind, 5 right, keep in.
Declan and Bryan Boyle were next up in the McKinstry Fiesta WRC. The Donegal cousins were immediately on the back foot as their windscreen missed it over for most of the loop, leaving them unable to commit and lying 5th overall.
Left long, and the 2 right over crest, top hill, don't rise, for 3 right. For 3 right.
Very much at ease in the wet conditions, Garry Jennings was quickest out of the blocks. The Fermanagh man opened up a 48-second lead after the opening loop, with Rory Kennedy calling the notes in the Subaru WRC.
Flat right and left, and flat right max 40, flat left past the trees 80, past 5 left over crest, go 150. Caution, middle of a crest in the sudden unseen, 3 right over mud and left.
It was a disappointing start for Paddy McVeigh, who retired with gearbox trouble on the opening stage. Roy White was still finding his feet in the new Fiesta WRC. Although not the best testing conditions, the Tipperary man was experimenting with suspension settings and held 4th overall with navigator James O'Brien. Just 1.5 seconds ahead and experiencing an intermittent misfire in the Subaru was third place crew Peadar Hurson and Damian Connolly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 5 left, 150. Crest 40, slippy 5 right.
Winners here in 2011, it was a disappointing start for Kevin Barrett and Sean Mullally when differential trouble in their Subaru S14 left them languishing in 26th place overall.
Very slippy 4 left. 50. Turn back 6 right here. 80. 1 right, continues into crest 100.
Like most, Frank Ray was struggling with the conditions, but the Tyrone man was leading class 15 and held 16th overall. There were a number of high-profile retirements on the opener, as Aaron McHale, Stephen McCann and Michael O'Brien, seen here in his newly acquired Fiesta WRC, all succumbed to mechanical trouble. First of the 2-wheel drive machines to hit the stages was the Escort Mark II of Gary McPhillips. With all of the power of the 2.5-litre engine going to the rear wheels, Gary struggled for traction and finished the loop 4th 2-wheel drive and 9th overall. A disastrous opening stage saw Jonathan Pringle stuck in a ditch for over 4 minutes, and his mission now was to salvage something out of the day. With conditions so treacherous, Frank Kelly was content to hold 5th in the 2-wheel drive section and 10th overall. Chris Armstrong had been 10th after stage 1, but the Cavan man lost 3 minutes with an off-road moment on stage 2, and he dropped to 77th overall. Damian Tourish was 3rd quickest 2-wheel drive and 8th overall, but showed here how easy it could be to get sucked into a ditch. Another to have a few wobbles was Ed O'Callaghan in the 2-litre Escort. The Limerick man was 4th in class and 13th overall.
1 right past the wall, crest 80, flat 1 right over crest, go 300. 3, 2, 1. Chicane, 3 bail, 60, and slippy, 2 left tightens. 2 left tightens, slippy. 1 right at the pole, 1 left over crest, 1 left over crest to 1 right, slippy 1 left past the wall.
Just 2 seconds ahead in a similar machine was Cavan crew Russell Woods and Martin Byrne. The 2-litre Escorts were showing the way in the 2-wheel drive battle, where fellow Cavan man Gary Kiernan led the division and held 6th overall.
80, and then 3 left up to 3 left, 40, 3 left here now, 40, 2 left, 60, late 5 right, 60 after us, late 5 right, 80, caution now, 4 left slippy, 4 left slippy now, watch this one just, 60, 2 right, 80, long 3 right round the shade, nips, long 3 right round the shade, nips, remember.
Seated further down the field, but just 9 seconds adrift, was Damian Tourish, who was second in class and 7th overall. Simon Chapman had hoped for a good start to the championship in his Class 20 Proton Satria, but the Englishman retired on the opener. Leading the class after 3 stages was the Fiesta of Forestry regular Andrew Fanning.
Andrew, you're a man that we like to see in the forestry, so surely these conditions are actually up your street.
Yeah, it's brilliant now, really enjoying it now. It is very slippy in there, in fairness, and obviously there's not as much room as in the wood, but it's enjoyable, really enjoyable.
Sadly, the Tipperary man retired with mechanical trouble later on. In Group N, Shane Maguire carved out an early lead and held 11th overall in the Mitsubishi Evo 9.
100 after to crest at the yellow walls and a flat 2 left in, 30. Crest into very fast 2 right for 40. And you 40 up to turn very fast 5 right over crest. Very fast 5 right over the crest.
Shane, there's nobody happy coming out there, and you look a bit stressed yourself.
Yeah, you could say that was slippy, but no, we're enjoying it all right. We're here, I know we're this far.
With a couple of seasons under his belt and new livery on a Subaru N14, Paul Barrett was determined to push for the Group N title this year and was second in class after 3 stages.
Kerr slowing in 3 right into turn 5 left in. Oh. 2 right 40. 2 left continues and tightens into 4 left plus late over crest 100.
Just 0.3 of a second adrift was the Mitsubishi of Trevor Bustard, who held 15th overall as we caught up with the front runners at the end of a gruelling opening loop.
Niall, you're under pressure to keep up with Garry out there.
It's atrocious in there, so it is. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe how slippy it is. Our tyres is not working, but it's not working for us all.
Declan, very wet conditions. How are you finding it?
We're all steamed up here. The one screen's all steamed up, and just can't see where we're going. If you can see there, it's hard work.
Garry, you are the man setting the pace out there.
Yeah, it's very, very treacherous. A lot of standing water in there. Yeah, very surprised. We're just trying to keep it neat and tidy and make no mistakes.
So, after 3 stages, Garry Jennings held a commanding lead over a tightly bunched chasing pack. But in these conditions, anything could happen.
The rain has been pouring down all day long here in Ballina, making difficult stages even more treacherous. But Garry Jennings has powered his way through, but can he keep that lead? We'll find out in part 2.
The Triton Showers National Rally Championship. Welcome back to Killala Bay for part 2 of the Mayo Stages Rally. After a brief respite, it was back out onto the rain-soaked stages where rally leader Garry Jennings extended his overall lead to over 1 minute and 20 seconds in the Subaru Impreza WRC. Niall Maguire had been second, but the former champion slipped into third when he aquaplaned into a chicane bale on stage 4. With the Subaru looking a little less aerodynamic for it. Peadar Hurson climbed up to second, and while his older model Subaru was still misfiring, a change of tyres at service saw big improvements in grip. Declan Boyle moved up to 4th place after stage 4, but the 2014 champion's drive came to an end with transmission failure right in front of our camera on stage 6. Another disappointing start to the season for Boyle. It was all changed at the top of the two-wheel drive leaderboard, with Gary McPhillips climbing to 3rd in the division and holding 7th overall in the 2.5 litre Escort. Former leader Gary Kiernan slipped to 2nd in class, but still held 6th overall in the 2 litre Mark II. But taking over the two-wheel drive lead was Damian Tourish, who was 7 seconds ahead and 5th overall.
Damian seated 54 in the top 10 and leading the two-wheel drive. A sensational run.
We're having a good run now. It's been good. This car's working very well, and the boys have done a good job here, so everything's going well.
It was all going well for overall leader Garry Jennings too. The Fermanagh native entered the final service halt with almost a minute and a half to spare over Peadar Hurson. The Warrenpoint driver changed his tyres at the previous service and just shaded it over Niall Maguire.
Peadar, it's nip and tuck between yourself and Niall Maguire.
Yeah, that last loop of stages there now, we changed tyres for it and definitely worked a whole lot better, so we managed to catch a wee bit of time on Niall. I think Niall had a problem in you in the first stage out. Didn't help us cause, but yeah, it's pretty close.
4th place after having a bit of a crash.
Yeah, no, we're pretty pleased with where we're going. We started off okay and we're getting quicker every stage. We're making a lot of changes to the car, and every time we do, we're going faster, so we're pretty happy.
Before the final loop gets underway, we round up the junior class now, and taking 3rd place was Tipperary crew Shane Norris and Ger Clancy in the Civic. Michael Boyle's 2nd ever rally netted 2nd in the juniors, with Dermot McClafferty calling the notes in the Honda. But taking a convincing win in the junior class was the Kerry Clare crew of Mark Murphy and Michael Hamilton in another Honda Civic.
Mark, you were the top seed in the juniors and home and first.
Yeah, we had a good run, to be fair. We were leading from the start. It was very slippy out there, but we were happy enough.
In the historic class, US-based Galwegian Frank Cunningham took the runner-up spot, with Ross Ford navigating in the Escort RS 1800. Taking the win in the historic section was Donegal's Irla Carty, with Sligo's Anthony Scanlon calling the notes in the Mini. With a new trophy to honour late Mayo club member Margaret McGrail up for grabs for the top Mayo crew, there was intense competition amongst the locals, but emerging victorious at the end were Barry Cuffe and Stephen McGing in the Mark II Escort.
Barry, first Mayo crew home, you must be delighted.
Yeah, it's great now to get the award, especially this year with it being in memory of Margaret McGrail, so it's a very special award for us. I'm very happy with it.
In Class 1, Tyrone's Rory McCaffrey took the runner-up spot, with Leitrim navigator Seamus McTighe. Local man Brian Lavelle won Class 1 with Donegal navigator Shane Byrne. Top female driver Jenna McCann took 2nd in Class 2, with John McCabe calling the notes in the Fiesta R2. Keelan Maguire and Martin McGarty won Class 2 in their Honda Civic. Local man John Duffy took 2nd in Class 3, with John Egan calling the notes in their Honda Integra. Taking the Class 3 win in their Peugeot 306 were Roger Kennedy and Wendy Blackledge. Paul Barrett slipped to 3rd in Class 4 over the repeat loops and finished 15th overall, with Declan Tumulty on the notes. Trevor Bustard and John McCafferty pushed all the way for the Group N win, but the Donegal crew had to settle for 2nd in class and 11th overall. 17 seconds ahead in 10th place were Group N winners Shane Maguire and Mac Kearns from Monaghan.
Shane, you're in the lead all day, but it's great to get to the finish in first place.
Yeah, it was the conditions today were unbelievable, and Trevor was putting us under pressure there all day, and he had thankfully just come out on top and better start to the championship this year than last year.
Kevin Barrett and Sean Mullally recovered well from early diff trouble to climb from 29th place to finish 18th overall and 2nd in Class 7. Roy White and James O'Brien gave a good account of themselves in difficult conditions to claim the Class 7 trophy and 4th overall. Galwegian Ray Cunningham took 2nd in Class 9, with local man Jared Gill navigating in the Mini. Taking the Class 9 win in their Escort were Damien O'Reilly and Damien McCabe from Cavan. Donegal crew Shane and Kieran Carr won Class 10 in their Vauxhall Nova. The Peugeot 207 of Adrian Sweeney and Shane Buckley took the runner-up spot in Class 11F. Taking the Class 11F win was Donegal crew Kevin McLoughlin and Michael McClafferty in their Honda Civic.
after the next 3 right for turn square right. Square right there. Bit of care going out on here. 130. Slippy 2 right.
Monaghan's Seamus Connolly took a convincing win in Class 11R, with Gary McCrudden navigating in their Escort G3.
Good. Square right. Square left past the lane. Don't cut it. Remember it. Remember it. Tidy on the exit. 40. To a 3 right. Into a 3 left. Tidy down here. High. Into a 3 left again. Tidy past the junction. Tidy. 40. Into a 2 left. 80.
Brian Armstrong and James Loeb dominated Class 12 and finished 20th overall in their Escort Mark II. In Class 13, it was a disappointing final look for two-wheel drive leaders Damian Tourish and Donal McElhaney, who retired after puncturing on stage 8. Russell Woods and Martin Byrne finished 3rd in Class 13 and 19th overall. Ed O'Callaghan and Ger Clancy improved throughout the day to take 2nd in the two-wheel drive standings and 6th overall. But almost a minute ahead in 5th were two-wheel drive winners Gary Kiernan and Ryan Moore, who took an unexpected win after Damian Tourish's final loop withdrawal.
We pulled a bit of time back on stage 7, and unfortunately he must have got a puncture on stage 8, but if he had to stay going it could have went either way.
In Class 14, Jonathan Pringle and Alan Keena recovered well from their earlier off to climb from 95th place to finish 19th overall and 7th in class. A similarly remarkable comeback saw Chris Armstrong and Chris Melly climb from 77th to 17th overall and 6th in class. Conor Harvey's first drive in the Toyota GT86 netted 5th in Class 14 and 16th overall with navigator Arthur Cairns. Trevor Mulligan and Sean Hayde finished 4th in class and 14th overall. The Meath Cork pairing certainly enjoyed the challenging conditions.
Chicane, 60 in and turn hairpin left around the bale, nip. Turn hairpin left, nip. 100.
Just 0.2 of a second ahead and 13th overall were Damien Toner and Denver Rafferty, who took 3rd place in Class 14. Runners-up in the 2.5 litre class were Frank Kelly and Paul Toomey, who finished 8th overall in the famous Baby Blue Mark II. 26 seconds ahead and 7th overall were Class 14 winners Gary McPhillips and Paul Sheridan, who were 3rd in the two-wheel drive standings. Frank Ray and Joe McNulty were glad to get to the finish in 12th place overall and claimed the Class 15 trophy for their efforts. Scotsman Billy Cow won Class 20, with Sligo's Paul Gallagher navigating in the Subaru Impreza. To the overall podium finishers now, where Niall Maguire and Enda Sherry had to settle for 3rd place after a stage 7 spin and a stage 8 puncture left them with too much to do to reel in runners-up Peadar Hurson and Damian Connolly. The Warren Point Monaghan pair had an electrical issue all day and were delighted to take 2nd place in the end. Imperious all day, there was a final loop drama for Garry Jennings and Rory Kennedy, who clipped a rock and punctured on the penultimate stage.
60, square left.
Thankfully, there was no lasting damage, and the crew finished strongly, winning the power stage to take 3 bonus points, along with the 20 for the win, and also the Triton Showers Drive Off the Day award.
Gary, you take Drive of the Day, the overall event, and the power stage. What a day.
Yeah, I didn't know about the drive of the event, but yeah, enjoyed it. It's been a very, very tricky rally. And I'd say, take my hat off to anybody that finished this rally today. It's been absolutely tremendous conditions. I know we've been driving for years. It's so tricky and left foot braking and trying to keep the cars on the road, but very, very enjoyable and great competition at the front.
So congratulations to Gary and Rory on their impressive win in testing conditions. And congratulations also to the clerk of the course, David Breen, and his team on a superbly run event. And there's confirmation of the results at the Mayo Stages Rally, with Garry Jennings and Rory Kennedy setting their stall out early in the hunt for the national title.
Gary Garry Jennings takes the win here after a fearless drive brought him home with over 90 seconds to spare, despite the treacherous conditions. Join us next time when we head to the Circuit of Kerry. We'll see you then.